on YouTube and TikTok. So for those of you watching and listening, we have Monica Griego with us, and she is here tonight to talk about her experience with Francesca Amato, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I looked up her records online on New York's website, I think for like court cases and stuff, it said her name was Frances Amato. So that's why I kind of figured she changed her name for marketing purposes to make herself sound more appealing to the public.
Why don't you start from the beginning? Why don't you start from the beginning and tell us, like, how did you meet her and how'd you get involved with her in the first place?
Well, I started talking about my story online, and I started basically going live. I think it was in the Family Forward group, Connie Reguli's Family Forward group, and I think she was in it, and she was talking that she was an advocate, and I was involved with other advocates as well, and I don't know. She sent me a free book. Get off the fucking table. Sorry. She sent me a book for free, and I thought it was it was nice of her, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's just when people started saying she was scamming people, and then when she wanted me to send her, first she said $600 for the ADA motion, and then she wanted an extra $600 for hotel and airfare. And my ex-husband, he told me, he said, and she's not even an attorney. He said, I wouldn't even do it. He said, because she's not even an attorney. She doesn't have a legal license, and you don't even know who she is. And so we just went and we found somebody that had an ADA motion, and we used that with the attorneys on our case, and we told them. And then I think Martin Lynch, he told me, he's the one that told me to use the Constitution and the ADA motion for Holly. And Holly, she's 15 now, but at that time she was I think she was 5 years old when she first entered foster care, and it was like, I think she was 6 or 7, and CYFD was not taking her to the doctor, and she was getting really sick at the foster home, and I reached out to Connie Reguli and other advocates along with Francesca to help me, because I didn't know what to do. I was just like, there was nothing that was working with these people, and they don't care about kids. They just don't.
Yeah, I just from the live stream in TikTok, somebody commented, and she said, I spent $3,000 and she went to court with me, and the court official totally assassinated her. She was unprepared and could not answer the court's basic questions, and then took my money and didn't do anything. So yeah. That's pretty much in line with what she does. Usually that's her style. So okay, so hold on. What year was it when you first contacted her for the first time? That was in like 2018.
So, between 2017 and 2019, around that, between that year bracket, because I met Martin Lynch.
How did you actually hear about her though?
It was a group. It was, I think, like I said, the Family Forward project group. I think she was in one of those groups, or one of the groups about CPS. She was in one of those groups, and I joined it, and she was promoting her book and talking about how she could help other parents get their kids back. And she sent me a free book, and I thought she was a trustworthy person, but then I don't know. I've had my own personal experience with Aquariuses, and my brother being one. So, and relationships.
Well, I mean, I don't think I don't think it's an Aquarius thing. I think it's just like a con artist criminal thing. And so, like, I'm going to share my screen for a second. I know that you said before that she changes her name and goes by a fake name. So, this here is a copy of one of her filings and orders from the Supreme Court Appellate Division, Third Judicial Department. And so you can see here that this is the case which was decided and entered. This order was entered on June 14th, 2018. And so this is regarding in the matter of Patrick Beesmer versus Francis J. Amato.
Yeah,
And
see,
so
that's the name I found
her.
online.
Yeah, so that's her real name, Francis J. Amato, and Patrick Beesmer is the ex. And so here it says like she had appealed from an order of the Family Court of Ulster County. Judge McGinty entered on January 31st, 2017, which granted petitioner's application in a proceeding pursuant to Family Court Article 6 to hold the respondent, which is Fran, in willful violation of a prior court order. So, Fran, respondent, hereinafter the mother, and petitioner, which is the father, are the parents of a son, born in 2007. In 2015, the mother and the father filed competing petitions to modify a prior custody order under which, as relevant here, the mother had primary physical custody of the child. In October 2016, Family Court, among other things, awarded the father sole legal and physical custody of the child and awarded the mother supervised visitation with the child. So Fran's ex got sole custody of her son and she was given supervised visitation. The October 2016 order also imposed a 60-day jail sentence upon the mother, which is Fran, with the term being suspended, meaning she doesn't have to do it, so long as the mother complied with the order and delivered the child to the father within 10 days of being served. In January 2017, the father filed a violation petition seeking to hold the mother in contempt based upon her failure to comply with the terms of the October 2016 order. Following a hearing, Family Court found that the mother willfully violated the October 2016 order and ordered her to be committed to the Ulster County Jail for 60 days. I don't know why it's telling me about this, but anyways, I think I might have an account with this, but you get the point. Is that her real name is Frances Amato, Frances, and that's her name in the court filings. And so like if somebody's gonna Google her name, they're gonna see all this bogus stuff that comes up for her and not look up the actual case, which shows that she was sentenced to 60 days in jail and that she was put on supervised visits and the husband was given sole legal and sole physical custody of her kid. So what did she do to win in her case? She didn't do anything. And then, so you're saying that you went in this Family Forward Project group on Facebook. She was promoting herself, saying that she wrote a book and that she could help people get their kids back. Is that what you're saying? Like she was saying, like,
yes,
you can. Somebody else said she hit
the book. I lost the book because I moved so many times, and then we were always trying to make the apartment better for the CYFD, and but I just I don't know. I felt like the book was written maybe by somebody that just kind of threw her story together. It didn't. I mean, I think Marianne Petrie has a better story, more details, more about her case, and it was more organized. And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm defending nothing, but I don't know. It just seems like they're in a lot of cities, a lot of states, they are giving the kids to the fathers, and they're trying to segregate the mother from the child, and because that's what's happening to me right now. Like my ex-husband, he has the kids, he has housing, he has everything, and I'm in a shelter again. And my ex-boyfriend, he did try to And he did get the kids back for me. He helped me get the kids back. My ex-boyfriend helped me get the kids back. CYFD listened to him because he has a way of speaking. He's, when he gets in his professional mode, he can really get someone to listen to him. And he can be responsible when he wants to be. So they trusted him with the kids. And I was in jail at that time. And this last year was the second time I went to jail fighting for my rights. But when it comes to Fran, if I wouldn't have been careful, I would have been, out of $1,200. And I'm pretty sure the same thing that happened to that lady in Las Cruces, New Mexico, would have happened to me, because I don't think she'd have been prepared either. I mean, she wasn't the kind of person that would sit all day at a desk and actually type and actually get to work. I just see her as somebody that just likes to party and put the responsibility on other people and just collect the money, and that's it. And then, of course, be popular and famous. That's it. Because, we're 5 years now, and she's still doing the same thing. And, she has to be stopped. This has to end. She cannot keep on scamming people. I feel sorry for this lady that, that was in Las Cruces, that called me and said that she was scammed by Fran. And, you know, it's crazy that it reached Las Cruces. And it just seems like the more we talk about it, the more she gets more determined to scam more people. And I think that the network now, I think they're charging her at least $3,000 a month. That's why she keeps on trying to scam people, because she has to pay for her channel. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to get into the religious aspect of this, but she might have signed a contract with the devil somehow, because, I mean, $3,000, if it's what I'm thinking, it's $3,000 a month to be on the Now network. That's a lot of money to be getting.
Yeah.
And
So I'm just going to interrupt for a second. Somebody in the comments on TikTok said, I'm overwhelmed with all of this info. Where can I go to read more about what's going on? So if you follow me on Substack, Pro Legal Solutions, I've written a couple articles about her, and I will make another one after this to talk about what we discuss here based on the transcript. But I'll just share some information just for those who just joined or those who and just started listening today. So we have Monica Marie Grego is our on live right now with us, and she had reached out to me a few weeks ago, actually, and she said that Francesca was making some slandering posts, defamatory posts about me. So she reached out to me and she said that this is what Francesca is posting about you, and she's putting all these things talking smack about you. And then she sends me some pictures, and she said that she wants to share her story. And so I see that it looks like you sent me something here it's like a copy. You copied and pasted an email, and it says it's like from November 26, 2018. And it's what does it say? Proclamation request. Date when the proclamation is needed, January 3rd, 2019. The name of the I can't even talk. The name of the proclamation is Citizens Arrest Day. And the dates to be proclaimed are
that was
January 3rd.
We were supposed to get the news involved with that. And it was supposed to be a huge thing. And I was excited. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get the news involved. And we're going to be, because she said we're going to arrest people and put them in jail and shut down CPS, CYFD. So I was excited. I was happy. I was like, yes, let's do this.
So basically what you're copying and pasting is, just so people can understand, this is copied and pasted of an email that Francesca was putting out for this event that she was organizing in 2019 called Citizens Arrest Day. So this was going to be like one of her grifts where she's like, this is a big event, everybody's got to join it, and she's trying to get organized this event. And she said it was supposed
The
to be
news,
January
too.
3rd, 2019. And then it said that it says provide details of the event itinerary attendees. It says National Citizens Arrest Day with attendee Francesca Amato Banfield, a summary and background of the requesting organization. We are requesting that no spending is done all across New Mexico for this third day of January every year. It's our way of stopping our state from continuing to adopt our children to families who clearly can adopt children in third world countries who so desperately need a home and love. What the fuck? And then it says requesting organization's website is punished for being a parent.com, which is her bogus website. What additional groups are involved? Family Forward Project. And then it says background, the honoree, if named in proclamation text, it is for citizens, for the people, for our children to have a voice. So again, like it all sounds good for people who are like desperate and like want to hold on to some kind of hope. And then it says, draft language provided may be edited or rewritten at the discretion of the governor's office. On this third day of January 2019, we request a citizens arrest day every 3rd of the January for all New Mexicans to not spend money on helping CPS adopt out children who still have living biological relatives. We have continued to do this believing we are helping children, and we are not. Some of these children really want to go home with their parents and have worked to the point of exhaustion. And then you have your personal info, and it says like, I have read and agreed to the proclamation terms and conditions. So was she saying that in order to participate, you needed to sign this agreement to agree to these terms and conditions and send it back to her?
Yeah, and then we were supposed to send it to the governor's office and all the like KOAT, KRQE, News 13, and just any news media. It was supposed to be huge. It was supposed to be like CNN all over, like globally, right? It was supposed to be huge. So that's why I was so amped about it. I was excited. I was like, excuse my language, bro. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, we're going to do this, right? I mean, we're going to take them down because, I mean, this has been happening since I was a kid. So I was just like, it's really excited because, you know, they've been on me since I was a kid. So I was just like, we're going to finally do this. And then when that lady responded from the governor's office that year, I was even more amped. I was really happy about it. But then whenever I found out she was just scamming people, I'm like, forget this then, you know? And so I went on and just kind of started my own website and started really helping parents. And then, I mean, after I helped 2 parents get their kids back, CYOD, they knew I was serious, and they were just like, oh, now they were just like, they knew they were in hot water. And then when I found out the president's information, like his email, I started forwarding emails to the president about CYFD, what they're really doing, how they're violating our rights, the cost of the GAL. And, you know, I think it's finally reached the president. Like he's finally getting him into kicking him into high gear and kicking him in the ass and saying, you know, you're going to do what we're telling you, or we're going to just cut your funding. And that's why and it seems like the more I speak about it, the more I say defund CYFD, it's going to happen. I mean, they only have 2 years left, according to, like, I've seen it on the news, not here, but I think like globally. I forgot what link it was, but they only gave them 2 years to get their shit straight and to just do the right thing and to use the funds, because they had 7 million hidden. And I'm like, you couldn't help us with housing with 7 million. You had to. What were you doing with it? Like, they were going and probably on vacations, you know. I mean, Lori Colbert was from Las Cruces when I met her, and she told me about the 5-year plan that CYMD was coming up with, and she's the one that told me they were contracted. You know, she's the one that told me they were a human trafficking agency, that they were trafficking our children. And, you know, she told me about that they get each employee that works for CPS gets $5,000 on a credit card every single month. That's why they go through so much money, because they can use that for whatever they want. So they can use on housing, food, motels, whatever they need for themselves or to help families. And most times they use it for themselves and they don't even tell the public, like, you know, and that's why they're getting defunded, because they know they're just playing with the money. They're taking our kids and they're just, I mean, you've seen, like, I don't know if you've seen some of their emails where they talk about how long they get, almost what, a week or 2 weeks of vacation to come, oh, I'm out of the office for 1 or 2 weeks, and they still get paid
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I know.
And to me,
It's crazy.
that's what's wrong.
Yeah, and just I wasn't laughing at you before. I was laughing at some of these comments over here, but somebody had said here, someone in the comments said, "So what did Francesca do? I want to understand because I want to become a part of the fight against family law." So just to kind of recap, to summarize what we've already talked about, you at the time were in a Family Forward Project group on Facebook back in 2018. Francesca Amato was promoting herself, her website, and her book in that group on Facebook, advertising that she could help people get their kids back. And so then you also were part of this thing that we were talking about, where she was advertising this event that she orchestrated back in 2019 called the Citizens Arrest Day and National Citizens Arrest Day, which was one of her grifts that she set up, similar to this family justice accountability grift that she's doing now. And so was this Citizens Arrest Day? Because like there was a thing that was in like 2018 or something where she went to DC and she filmed herself like talking to a wall and all that stuff. Was that this, or was this supposed to be like just a nationwide thing? Was that something else? Is that another grift?
It was probably the DC thing where she went to Washington, because like I was gonna start participating with the family accountability bill, whatever it is. But then I just didn't, I don't know, I just had a weird feeling about it. When Pam sent me the bill, I was gonna download it and look at it, but then I said, it was bullshit last time, so it's probably bullshit again. So I'm just like, nah, forget this. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing to help, because I mean, I helped two parents, and then, Christina Cruz was another parent I did help, but she, you know, she was starting to, I guess, get jealous of me, and because I asked her for $20 because I didn't want to feel like I was being used, because I was already giving enough stuff out for free, and I was struggling myself, so all I asked for was $20, and she sent it, but then I didn't know that she was gonna go and make a false report to CYFD about me and my kids. So after that, it just seemed like she was attacking my relationship and just everything. So
yeah, and I'm going to share my screen again for a second here. This is something else that
my
you
phone might
shared.
die. If it dies, my phone.
Can you plug it into the charger? Did your phone die? I might have lost you. We should get somebody. Does anyone else want to jump on here? I don't know what happened. I think her phone died. She definitely has been frauding people for a while, for sure. The bill does not seem good. It's not a bill. It's never going to be a bill. It's just literally like another grift, like this thing that we're talking about here. And like I just put up on my screen, I don't know if her phone literally probably just died because she said it was going to die. She's out of the meeting. Looks like it died or whatever, but this I just shared on my screen, which is like a screenshot that she sent me that she wanted me to share. And it's an email from Francesca from December 18th, 2018. And she literally is giving Monica legal advice in this email. She says, you should file an affidavit of rebuttal in, and then she puts in all caps, a real court of record with all the violations. This really needs to stop. And so it's like, then she says to her, like, oh, Francesca, how do I do that in New Mexico? They won't even respond. Only the attorney does. She won't file anything. I'm willing to learn it all. And so again, like, she's literally giving her straight up legal advice in writing. I've read it. It's garbage. Natasha, you should jump on. Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I think I kind of followed you here and there. Was kind of watching some of your stuff. You update a lot of good information. Seems pretty valid. Was talking to you. Actually, the first time I ever talked to anybody, I was thinking about I guess whatever this is, a live show. And so, just wanted to share some of my thoughts, some of my findings, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So, after a lot of research, 15 years of deep research on every rabbit hole you can go down to. I've been on that whole sovereign citizen stuff, all that other stuff, which all dead ends. And so got to the final point where I started to focus on what I call confirmational bias, what they call confirmational bias, implicit bias, blind spot bias, all kinds of bias wires that government agents acquire during their training. For example, police officers that go into training and are trained to be highly suspicious, highly observant, public safety first, which really means police safety first, and they're trained to treat the person that they pull over as a suspect, and so that creates shortcuts in their mind and creates this bias, which they call a police subculture bias. CPS officers are not immune to either. And so what happens is all this things I'm talking about has been well documented in psychological reports, the DOJ, all kinds of things like that. And why is that so important to know? Because what it does, it creates false narratives in their police reports. And no matter how hard they try to hide it, they can't scrub it. So this becomes impeachment evidence. So this impeachment evidence is basically under the Brady rule. It depends what state you're in. I'm pretty sure there's local acts, but many disclosure rules. It says that if the prosecutor prosecute a CPS case or a criminal case has hold of a potential impeachment evidence, which is unintentional false narratives in the police reports, that he has to give it up. If he doesn't, that creates a conflict of interest. So I've actually filed motions, got exonerated on certain cases, trying to, I am going to exonerate other convictions. And it doesn't work for CPS. So if you don't address the bias in the police reporting, then you wait unconsciously didn't know about it. So I kind of said that as pretty fast as I could.
So when you're saying to address it, what do? File an internal affairs complaint?
Well, you can start at that. You can start at that level. You start at that level, and you can start at that level. And so, like you file internal affairs, or with the police department, or with CPS, addressing the bias. Now, they call it unintentional false narratives because they say it's unintentional. But you can prove intention by proving that they received training on implicit bias and hold them criminally responsible if you want to go to that route. But either way, you establish a pattern of unintentional false narratives in the reports. They're all embedded with it. It's been, as long as there's been a governing body, this has existed for 8,000 years in every culture. So you would definitely create a complaint of victim impact statement, how they withheld exculpatory impeachment evidence that aren't because they could have discredited the government, which is called, which is considered for any kind of evidence that would discredit the government, which is the unintentional false narratives. Now, just bringing up the pattern of unintentional false narratives is enough to shake them. It'll leave you alone. Overturn cases, stuff like that. Now, if you want to go with my criminally, and you can prove that they were complaining and stuff like that, you can go to government with that. Section 1983, you can sue Section 1983 for declaration of rights under the cover of law, which means that you have rights to that impeachment evidence. They had no right. So how does the indictment happen? So what happens in the indictment, the rules of evidence don't apply in the grand jury. So when the police report gets to the grand jury, they have
I think I lost you. Oh, you're still there.
As long as you don't raise any objection at the preliminary trial, they're going to say you wait. But it doesn't excuse all the misconduct. But people that are born to this life, they're lost through the words of art, and it's hard to discover all this stuff because it took me a long time to really untangle it and bring it to light. So, yeah, that's all I have to say in 1 second. But there we go.
Yeah, and like it's also interesting because like it's different with each state because like people in the comments were saying like, oh, request an open records request to get all notes, not just reports. Like there's FOIA laws, like Freedom of Information Act laws on a federal level, and then states have their own like FOIA laws. Like in Connecticut, it's like FOIA, FOIA. Like in New York, it's like FOIL, FOIL. But like you still have the federal one. And so like they will make their own rules and laws in each state. So for example, in Connecticut, they made a statute, a state law statute that says that if there's uncorroborated allegations made inside of a police report or anything like that that contains uncorroborated allegations, they can destroy it and not have to give you copies of it or anything. So like I went to the police and gave a police interview and they told me it's being recorded and that you have the right to get it and we'll even show you who to request it from. I immediately requested all those records. They then send me back an email saying, based on this statute, we've destroyed the records and we don't have to give them to you. And then they did the same thing with every single police report that I ever had. They said that because it contained uncorroborated allegations that they have to destroy it and not release it to me based on the state statute. But the state statute doesn't trump the federal. Like federal law is superior over state law. But when these states issue, when they like, create legislation and pass laws that violate federal law, the only way to get rid of it is for somebody to go challenge that. And to challenge it, you have to challenge it in a court of appeals. And then if you lose, then you take it up to the higher court and keep going. All of that takes money, time. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have a lawyer or somebody who can help you. It's not like an easy thing to do. And when you're dealing with a corrupt system that wants to protect their own, which in small states where everyone knows everyone, I don't know what state you're from. Natasha just joined. She's also from Connecticut. Oh, you're from Texas. Do you know Arnold Yan? Oh my God. Did you hear what's happening with his house? Or no, you don't know him. You're kidding. They're trying to like steal his house. And like, he said he's going to use the Second Amendment to like protect his house. And they issued this like illegal order without like following the law that said that the cops and the sheriffs and everything was given an order saying that they need to physically remove him from the property because they want to take his house and put it in a receivership and like sell it and liquidate it. And they didn't do the lawful stuff that they're supposed to do. So he's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm locking down my house. You can come try to get me if you want, but I'm going to protect my house with the Second Amendment. And he's like been posting. I told him to go live and update what's going on. And I messaged him. He said that they didn't come yet, but he's like saying, he's like, I don't care. I'll die to protect my house if I need to. Yeah.
Let me just say a couple things on that and what I was talking about. So the court and this deals with CPS, criminal court charges, and even civil action that they're trying to do against the guy in Texas like you're talking about. It is mandated by the court that all tell paperwork, documents, police reports have to have objective legal status. That's the word they use. They have to pass muster. They have to be objective legal status. So if you bring up the whole thing about bias, confirmational bias and all that good stuff that I explained earlier, and you hit them with that destroys the objective legal status of the indictment or the charges or whatever, and the court has no choice but to throw it out, whether that be in order to take your house or whatever. But if you don't kill the bill, they will continue. And the only way to kill the bill is you have to let them know, say, hey man, I know that there are hidden false narratives inside this paperwork created by your government, whatever government agency it is, and under Brady and under all the disclosure laws, that's called impeachment evidence. Y'all would kill. This is what you get them. You withheld, intentionally withheld impeachment evidence in order to get a conviction, which is that's where all the misconduct comes in. And they're not going to play with it. They're going to dismiss it like you're going to go away. I've done it many times. So I'm really like the first person that I sit here and sit there and chopped it up on your station. A lot of people, I know people think life is cases. I'm going into where I'm getting targeted in prison because they get compensation, and I'm about to, it's about the money too. So the remedy's there. If you don't attack them with the confirmation of bias and stuff, you don't win. So what I do is I could email you a PDF file and some of the stuff that I write, so you can go over it. You can make if you want to, just try to share. You never share with me. I spread the light because I think that it's like a bitch. I'm here to make money or a lot of friends. I'm just here to put it out there, because it really does work.
Yeah, if you want to email me, Pro Legal Solutions USA at Gmail. It should be.
Because I'm driving right now, but you can
yeah, wait, what's your email? I'll send you one and then you can reply.
My email is DUAL.
Hold, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm just trying to load it. Okay, DUTYCON.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's dual duty conflict 69.
Dual duty conflict 69.
69 at Gmail.
Okay, I'm just sending you a message saying it's me. My name is Theodora from TikTok. And then if you want to send me it, yeah. I was gonna say, like, if you want
Hey, I'm
share
inside now.
whatever you want to send me, I can also like then share it on all my social media too.
I'm inside, so I'm back. Sorry. I don't know if you could hear me because it's everyone's playing music in here and it's kind of loud.
Information pretty well, so make it more verse, so I would definitely be honored to say stuff like that. So I'll catch you later because I'm driving the traffic. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Take care. So Monica just came back. Her phone died like we thought. Can you hear me okay? Oh wait, I think I turned off your sound. Can you hear me now?
I'm struggling to hear you because I might have to put my shoes on and go outside. I think I'm just gonna go outside because I can hear you more better outside. I think at least they can hear you speaking outside. At least you can hear the music's way too loud.
Okay.
And because we're
I can
inside,
hear you.
they don't
I
have
can hear you and I could see you.
Hold on, hold on a sec. I'm just gonna take the power bank and go outside.
What?
That way I can hear better. People are playing music and they don't have no respect for nobody. All right, I'm just gonna go back to where I was. Oh no, it's even louder here. Maybe the corner.
Oh yeah. So
Sorry for the
before you hung up,
inconvenience.
it's all right. So before you hung up, we had
My phone died when
we
I
were
was.
looking at some of your pictures that you had sent. Yeah, so you sent me hold on, let me just get back to it here. So what about Connie Regularly? What happened with
So
her?
she had a bunch of different family forward project groups that she had for different states, and one was for New Mexico, and that's where Fran was. And I thought, this must be a huge thing, and I joined it. And but then whenever I started just, when I start to overthink things and I start to really not trust somebody, when I get my own feelings about things, sometimes once I go there and I start to think that way about somebody, most likely I'm not gonna trust them and I'm not gonna do what they want me to do. And I think that's really pissed off Francesca, is that whatever she was, I guess whatever bullshit she was trying to sell to me didn't work. The ADA motion didn't work. She didn't get her $1,600. Then when she found out that I
You're breaking
paid Martin Lynch
up
to help
a
me, he
lot. I
actually
think
did help
can
me.
you hear me? Can you turn
Yeah,
off
I
your
can hear you.
Wi-Fi cuz you're breaking up a lot? Can you turn off your Wi-Fi cuz you keep breaking up?
Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do that here. Um.
You should be able to just go into settings and turn it off.
Okay. Let's. So settings. Oh wait. Okay. Um. It just. Yeah. It's not. I don't think it's letting me. That I don't know. I'm close. They have everything outside. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe.
I think it's cuz you're connected to that weak Wi-Fi. If you disconnect from turn off your Wi-Fi altogether. Just turn it off.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's in with the network. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Let me. Just. Just. Mm,
Did you turn it off?
here. Trying my best. It's just my phone. I don't know if my phone died or what happened. But the screen just kind of went blank on me. Phone is an old phone. Every time I just find it. What size? 8 by 8. These are the. Let me.
Looks
Gosh,
like we're having some technical difficulties right now. I don't know what happened to her again. I don't know if anyone else is interested in speaking up about Fran. Hey. Hello. Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I don't know what happened to Monica. She literally disappeared now and left the meeting. So her phone probably died or whatever. She's having technical difficulties. So maybe we'll just see if she messages me on Messenger or whatever. And if not, we can just talk for a little bit more and then we'll probably just end it. But so for those of you listening now on TikTok, we have another Natasha just jumped on the live. And Natasha, you had some involvement with Fran, right?
I was Connecticut team lead.
For that,
and I paid her to be my dating advocate.
so when you say you were the team lead, you mean for her Family Justice Accountability Act grift?
Yes.
And so like how did you even like find her? How did you find it in the first place?
On Facebook, I was searching for help for my custody case, and she seemed really good in the beginning, and I noticed slowly that things were not right with her.
So you saw like she had been posting like promoting this family justice and accountability thing, and you happened to see it. And then did you reach out to her directly or did you join like some groups? Oh, Monica just came back. But you can go on.
I can't remember. I joined
I just can't
Wednesday
see.
night listening meeting at 7:30. The Zoom.
The screen.
I participated for a long time, just listening, and that's how
Can you hear me?
I got involved.
Hold on. Monica, could you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I just
Okay,
can't see nothing. I can't see. I can't see your screen.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, now
Maybe
I
you're
can
in
see.
the. Okay, so
I can
on the
hear you
live stream
talking.
on the live stream on TikTok, Natasha's telling us about her experience with Fran. So I don't know if you want to try to go out of the meeting and come back in because I can't see you. I can only hear you. So just try to like
Okay.
exit the meeting, leave the
then.
meeting, and come back in a minute so we can hear Natasha finish talking. All right. So you basically saw what she was doing, and then did she like offer you to be a team lead before or after you paid her?
And I was promoting for them a lot, and it was a lot of people originally. And then after the first DC trip, it seemed like it started to dwindle a lot.
And so like when she was doing these meetings, like was she telling you guys that you had to like spend time like promoting this and like sharing on Facebook? Like what did she expect you to do as leaders?
Yes, we had to it wasn't really promote. She wanted us to always go after the trolls, she called them. She always wanted us to try to block the trolls. And
if I remember correctly, she said I was the biggest troll of them all, didn't she?
Yeah, she did say that.
So she spent more time like telling you guys, sorry to interrupt you. She spent more time like telling you guys to like attack and go after perceived trolls or people who she didn't like or didn't like her, and what did she want you guys to do to them? Like,
what I noticed, it was like on the holidays especially, I noticed things like I met a lot of people in that group, like a lot of different women, and I heard their stories. I became friends with them, so I knew a lot of them. And then I noticed that if they started to speak up or they questioned anything, she would tell everybody to go after them. Especially on Thanksgiving, 2025, she did that, and it really rang bells for me because she attacked somebody that I knew, and I knew that was always saying kind things about her and Holly, and the woman still says good things about Holly, just not Francesca. And Francesca sent people after her on Thanksgiving night, like to harass her on Facebook, and I had to try to stop it. I did actually. One girl stopped what she was doing because she went on that one. She kicked one person out, and then another girl got mad that she kicked that person out just for asking questions, and then another girl started attacking both of them, and it really bothered me. I had to say something. Kristen Renee Haley was the girl that she kicked out.
but why did she kick her out? Like,
she went on her page and started calling her a slut and everything. That bothered me so bad.
but wait, why did these girls get kicked out? What did they do?
They questioned her about always talking about trolls, and Christian said that she didn't understand why she's trying to attack people on Thanksgiving because it's a bunch of parents without their kids, and we're already suffering enough. Like, we needed support and we needed like kind words and positivity, and all she's doing is trying to bash people and go after trolls. And for that, Francesca kicked her out and sent people after her.
And so who was calling her a slut? Fran?
It wasn't Christian. When Christian got kicked out, another girl named Ashley Marie questioned Fran, like started arguing with Fran for Christian, like, why would you kick her out for that?
Hold on.
Fran kicked her out too and sent people after her, and they went on her page and found a picture of her and wrote slut across it. And then the girl posted it in the leaders group, and then when Francesca saw it, she laughed, and she promoted for everybody else to do that too. And then I jumped in and I said, no, please don't do that. And I went on the girl's page, and I got in the comments, and I asked the girl that was calling the girl a slut to please stop doing that to her. And she said, you're right. And she stopped doing it. And it went a little quiet after that. But then it started back up. The day that I was supposed to have my family relations investigation, the night before that, that's the night Christian and Mitchell and Melissa left or got kicked out of the group, and then all kinds of lies started happening.
And so, like, at this point, was that like closer to December of last year?
It was like December 13th or something like that.
Because that was close to around the time like when she started to like go after me, because like all of a sudden she's posting around like right around like Christmas Eve. She goes, she makes a post on her page saying like, beware about this girl, Pro Legal Solutions. She's doing motions and they suck, and she can't give practice law and blah blah blah, and she's a fraud or whatever, talking about me. And I'm like, I don't even.
His I'm not a team lead anymore, and it's because I was watching the team lead chat like 24/7, and because I want to see change, and I saw that somebody Holly posted in the team lead chat that you posted on Holly's page, and just asking the question. Your question was, why are you posting for Francesca instead of her? Instead of Francesca posting herself.
Yeah, because Holly posted a big status saying, "Oh, from the desk of Francesca Amato, this is the announcement from the desk of Francesca Amato." This big long thing, and she kept doing that every day. And I was like, and even at the thing when Bandy Lee had her event in DC in like November, she had Holly introduce her. Holly was at the thing, sitting at the table with her, and people who were there told me that Fran didn't even go. And I was like, and I messaged Holly and I was like, was Fran there? And she's like, yeah, she was right next to me on the table. But in the video, Fran doesn't say a single word. It's just Holly introducing her and talking about the bill for her. And then Holly is writing every single day statuses from the desk of Francesca Amato, like she's her little sidekick or whatever.
That did happen. She did not say anything. She walked out in the middle of it. She said that she walked out in the middle of it because she doesn't believe in Dr. Lee. She doesn't.
She said she just doesn't believe in Bandy Lee. Wait, she said she doesn't believe in Bandy Lee. Hold on, I gotta get my charger.
Okay. Bandy Lee. Yeah.
Wait, why did she say that she doesn't believe in her? Hold on, Monica's back. Hey, Monica, can you unmute yourself? Because I muted you before.
Can you hear me?
How do I know when a modification? Yes. So for the person asking about how to know when to file something, every state has their own rules. If you need help like learning how to do research, just message me. But so Monica,
Yes.
can you hear what Natasha's saying? Can you hear what she's saying
She was,
or no?
I was saying it,
Or what she was
I was
saying?
hearing it, you were saying something about friends or somebody saying someone didn't believe in something.
Yeah. Let me get this thing to stand up. So let's just like I want to finish what she has to say before we go back to what you were saying. This thing
Okay.
is so annoying. Hold on. Just get that in here. Okay. So all right. So basically, yeah. So to recap for those who just joined. So basically, it's like, you know, she was angry because so when Holly kept posting all that, I ended up saying on her post, I commented and said, why can't Francesca speak for herself? Why are you speaking for her? And then she, I don't know if she replied or not, but then I think like I blocked her. And then she goes in the group chat for this family justice thing saying, oh, look at this troll who just commented here. And then Francesca starts telling everyone in the group to go comment and attack me because she said I was a troll because I questioned why is Francesca having Holly? Oh, no. And when I asked Holly that, she says, oh, it's because she's in Facebook jail. And I was like, well, if she's an advocate, why is she in Facebook jail? Is it because she keeps like harassing and calling people drug addicts and calling them like hoes and all this stuff? Like she says she's an advocate for disabilities, but she says things like, oh, you must be slow, or oh, you're a druggie because people are using medical marijuana, like things like that, where she's literally attacking them for their disabilities. And then she just goes and starts telling these people to spread lies about me. And then telling her whole entire group about it. And then what happened after that, Natasha?
She asked everybody to start trolling you back and start commenting on you back, and I said no, don't do that. I was like, Dia was the girl who asked for all of the girls in this and then she knew who I was talking about her, and then she tried to say no, that was me, and I'm like, no, that wasn't you. But the thing about it is that I was helping this girl, and I was sitting there listening to this girl beg for help as a team lead. She was begging all the time for months. And she was one of the speakers in DC, and it was like she was just getting ignored or like promised things, and then I introduced her to you, right? And then you tried to help her, and then it was her trial. It was the day of her trial, and she got got everything that she wanted from the paperwork, and Francesca tried to take credit for it, and I'm like, it wasn't you. She had basically banned everybody to be able to comment in that leader group on the day of Danielle's trial, and left her without any resources, like any support, any court watchers, anything. And she said to me that it doesn't matter because she couldn't get court watchers anyway. But I know for a fact that it said that Francesca couldn't be part of it. It's in her ADA. It said that Francesca could not be part of that girl's.
Yeah. So let me just clarify that for people who don't know what you're talking about. So like there was another girl who was in the Family Justice and Accountability Act who was begging for help. She said that Francesca Amato told her that she would help her if she paid her $3,000. So this girl calls me crying, telling me, and I think Natasha gave her my info and said to reach out to me to see if she could help, if I could help her, because I helped her with some stuff. And she's like calling me all crying, all upset, saying that she's risking facing a termination of parental rights, that she knows she has an upcoming court date, that she really needs help, but Francesca will not help her unless she pays $3,000, that she barely makes enough money to get by. She's in between jobs. She's making, her check is going to be $30. Like, she's saying that she is nothing and she's so desperate and that she's willing to spend any last penny she has to try to get some relief here, but she can't afford $3,000. So I was like, all right, well, I'll help you. And so like I helped her basically do what Fran was saying she was going to do for her. And she filed whatever she had to file, pro se. She got rid of her lawyer, and the judge gave her additional relief. The judge said instead of terminating her rights, they said she was going to get visitation. They said that her lawyer was allowed to get off the case. They were going to give her a continuance, and they gave her some plan of stuff, versus before they were just going to just terminate her. And
they dismissed all of her workers, like the DCF workers, and they basically charged them for misconduct, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Off of her case and gave her visitation with her kid and a whole bunch of other stuff because of that, because of your help. And that's a big, huge deal that Francesca that's why she was trying to take credit for it.
Yeah. So
I'm concerned. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So after this happened and the girl had court, she went in the Family Justice and Accountability group and was saying to everybody how I helped her, sending screenshots of what I helped her do, and saying she was so happy because of the results of what I helped her do. And then Francesca is trying to pretend that she helped her and getting all mad. And then she goes and messages Natasha and said you know, I don't know, she said something else to her. And at the same time, she was telling people that if they can't afford to pay $3,000 for one ADA motion, then now she has a new subscription plan, which is $500 a month. And for only $500 a month, you get to have an ADA motion, and then she supposedly will come to your hearings as an ADA support person. But when Natasha tried to do that, she literally didn't show up. She did show up, and then the people said you have to sign a participation form to be the ADA person, and then she refused. And so then she just didn't participate in the hearing. And she's like, "Oh, well, if you want, I'll write a letter to the DOJ complaining, but I'm not going to participate because that form they want me to sign is illegal." When the form they want her to sign is just a standard form that she's participating. And so it's just an excuse, or she'll be like, "Oh, they muted me," or "Oh, this," or "Oh, that." And so that turned into like her, what happened after that? Didn't she get mad at you after you tried to defend me?
Yeah, that's why I got kicked out. I got kicked out. She just blocked me. She erased all those messages out of the leader group, so they didn't see it. You know, so yeah, and I have not seen any progress right now. There's no progress being made for the Family Justice and Accountability Act. There is progress being made with Kathleen Arthur's bill, which is trying to save all the ghost children and trying to get accountability for the DCF. And there is action going on with toll and roll and the People's Remedy that is that's asking for everybody to be, all the government agencies to be audited. And I know for a fact that Kathleen Arthur is working with the Congress people that Francesca says that she was, and I've seen it in writing, them saying that they don't want to work with her. And that's enough for me now. Like, I think that she needs to stop trying to say you're trolling her, because I know that you're not. I know that she's still trying to send people after you, and I don't think that's fair at all. Like, she says that she's supposed to be an ADA advocate, but yet she goes after the most like heartbroken, most hardest working victims there are. Like, she should be ashamed of herself. I'm sorry. And now she's trying to piggyback off of her sister. Her sister is a homeopathic doctor and had an invite to RFK. Like, okay, I would love to see an executive order happen, but like, she's trying to say that she's trying to portray that she was invited to RFK's event because of the bill, and she wasn't. She was invited there as like a piggyback to her sister, and still there's no bill number, there's no presidential. She showed us a presidential what do you call it, presidential order. She showed it to us like she was working on it and that she submitted it to RFK, and RFK had it and he was going to give it to the president like 2 months ago. So she's trying to portray something that it's not, and it's really like, why is she doing that to these people, to all these people, misleading them like that we're gonna get help when we're really not.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like, it's just crazy because like, you know, it seemed like all those other moms, everybody was like happy with what I did. And it seemed like she was just threatened because she felt like she was losing money or clients. And so it's like, all she really cares about is money and making money. And that's it. Because like, she's never helped anybody get their kids back. There's not one single person.
Since I'm talking, I'm sorry. But when Kristen got kicked out, the night before Kristen got kicked out, she ran the Zoom meeting for the for the leads for the whole country. And Kristen and Francesca gave Kristen that authority because she thought she didn't know Kristen was gonna leave her. But as soon as she found out Kristen left, she started bashing her about weed. And it just so happened the next day the president legalized it. So it's like all of your face, Francesca, for that. Like that's not nice that she did that to Kristen or Kathleen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and like what you're saying about
the truth about what they witnessed and what they went through. And I followed that trip because that trip it was when Melissa Owens went to DC with Kristen Mitchell and Francesca to go meet with representatives, and it must have snowed like half an inch where we are. And Francesca's like in New York. I'm in Connecticut, so it was like the same precipitation. And you're going to DC to meet with officials, and she was late. She was late by a whole day to get there. So, and everything that Kristen and Melissa say about her, I verify it because I witnessed it for myself. It was not Kristen or Melissa doing anything. It was all Francesca.
Yeah, and actually, Monica said that she had to get off because her phone signal was so bad. But I told her if she wanted to just type a message, I would read it. And she said, as I said before, I think Francesca Amato Banfield and Connie Reguli are together in their scams of CPS cases and parents who don't know any better because so many parents are desperate for help. I have the old screenshots of Connie Reguli and Bill Clinton before he signed the ASFA Act and with her supporting it in Congress. And so I'm not sure.
Like, people really has to be careful with all these advocates out there. Like, we can't, like, I've been through the groups, like I was in Dave Weigel's group. Don't do it. I mean, I don't suggest anybody joins his group, and I don't suggest anybody joins Francesca's group. And be very, very mindful of who you choose to tell your personal information to and who you give your money to. Because it's you're better off taking the time and learning the laws and going pro se by yourself.
Yeah, and she says
learning the laws is the key.
Yeah, and she says Connie is on YouTube claiming to have a bill that will reform CPS. And like before, you said something about how she just tried to post pictures with RFK to try to pretend like that meant something. And she did the same thing when people were in DC. She posted pictures that were from January of 2025 from the inauguration of Trump, where it was like there was like Charlie Kirk was in the pictures. And so she was posting these pictures in October, around when she was saying it was like the next day of her bill thing or whatever in DC. She was posting these pictures showing Trump, showing Melania, showing all these people with one of her friends or whatever, saying, oh, God is so good. God is opening all these doors. And like a lot of her supporters were like, oh, this is amazing. Trump is here, this and that. And people were commenting saying like, oh, why is Charlie Kirk in the pictures? Why are they wearing the same clothes from inauguration night? This isn't right now. And she was just ignoring those comments and playing along with the people who were too like oblivious to get that she was posting old pictures. And then she did the same thing now that you said with the sister, where the sister's some dietitian or something. So she's invited to some health conference with RFK. Okay. So she's Fran's her plus one. So she goes and takes a picture with RFK. And she probably stood there for an hour stalking him, waiting for the picture. And then she posted on Facebook like it's about her stupid fake bill. Like it's just her being so deceptive and deceiving people because she makes so much money. And this girl, Monica, said, I feel like they are paying to secure their lives. And the moment they stop paying, they will lose their kids and family. And you know what? I've heard so many people who had hired Francesca worked with her, confided in her, trusted her, whatever, that said to me that then she turned around and started colluding with their ex. She contacted their ex. She contacted DCF. Like, she'll call DCF on people.
That's a huge worry for me. That
Yeah.
is a big, huge worry for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm civilly in court, and it's already not going by the law, and I worry about retaliation, and I have every right to, because it shows in her track record that she retaliates against mothers like that. And it's not even from you saying that. There's so much evidence against her, and it's sad. It's so sad. Sorry.
No, yeah, it is. And that's why, like, I feel like people need to, like, speak up and stuff. And, sorry, I'm just looking at some of my old messages here to see if there's any other things about Francesca or whatever. But, like, I know that many other people have messaged me. I don't want to say any names and stuff, but they're saying things like she stole all the money from the victims. All of this is not to make a change. It's her Francesca taking the spotlight.
The thing about it is that bill, that there's supposed to be some kind of committee on it, and she says it that she has to have control over that. And that's where it comes in, where she's going to get rich. And that's what I feel her mission is about, is to pass the bill so she could form a committee and she could get a percentage from every single person that has to go through family court. From having to go through the mediation first, like what is in that bill. And if you try to ask questions about that, she won't even let you get on the live if she knows that question's going to come up. So it hasn't really been answered. It's like always like a guessing game with the real questions for that bill.
So basically, to clarify, in other words, she wanted it set up so that whatever services and things that were tied into the legislation of this bill would get, like, funneled through her, so that she would get a cut and that she would get paid. And then it's just like to enrich herself, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because this girl here, that also knows her, she said, that, what was she saying here? Yeah, she says that Francesca is just wanting to take the spotlight and having these people try to find ways to give her money rather than her to get an actual job and work. And so it's so true. And it says that, other people, what else?
And that hurt my case, what she did to me when she said that it was after the meeting was supposed to start, a family relations meeting, and it was after the meeting was supposed to start, and we were waiting. And then she said she was there, but she didn't say nothing because she just wanted to listen in, and then she wouldn't have to charge me, but she didn't want to sign the document because then she couldn't advocate for me as an ADA advocate and say that I needed breaks or whatever if we go to trial. But then I had to reschedule because she didn't say that ahead of time, and the father got to do the family relations without me. And it's I already know I got to go to court for that on February 6th, and I know it's completely biased. It's going to be completely biased, and they're going to take my rights away without me ever breaking any laws. And all I've done was try to get advocates and work to try to get help for myself. And it's just a shame that everybody that I reached out to, besides you, ended up being like these malicious people.
Yeah.
Dave Weigel wrote a report on me too, a very, very off report. And he put my judge, who was one of them, I don't even want to talk about it, but he put my judge on his Hall of Fame. and he's from my state, and he ended up with custody of his kids right after that. So, or he posted that he got custody of his kids from residential, and then when you look at the picture, it's just a picture of the lease. But he had just moved to Connecticut to live in his ex-wife's house with his kids. So I don't know how he got that, because right before that, he had posted that they had gotten out of court and they settled everything, and he found a way. And the thing about it, that too, is like, I watched all of his videos, and there was one girl, one mom, and she won her kids back by filing all kinds of paperwork and like a motion to preserve the record and recusals and every motion that she possibly could, and she like wore them out. So I was like gung-ho, and I took that strategy and I filed every motion I possibly could. A motion to preserve the record, a vacate, 3 judges recusals, a 33 count contempt, and my contempt got dismissed, my vacate got dismissed, my 3 recusals are still pending, ex parte is still pending, and 2 other ex partes before that got dismissed unjurisdictionally that were supposed to be heard that day that Dave Weigel came to my trial, and he walked out in the middle of it and then wrote a false report about me. And if that was supposed to be so like credible of what he's doing, he should know the laws, right? Because a recusal should be heard first, as well as ex partes, and none of that happened. And they kept me on supervised visitation, and now I've like lost all my rights to my daughter for no reason, only for claiming abuse. And why would I do that? I had a 45-50 custody arrangement. And now I didn't get to see my daughter on Christmas and this is after I fought 7 years already to win all my rights back from them making me sign her over. Or I had the option with the guardian ad litem told me in front of my lawyer, told me that if I didn't sign my rights over for my daughter, then they would place her in foster care. But the document that gave him sole custody stated that it was for grief therapy, because I had lost like 12 people, including all of my brothers, since Nadia was born. And they wanted me to go get a psych eval and all that based off of that. They called me Munchausen syndrome. And I did all of that. I did a year supervised visitation. And I won I got a 40-60 plan, and then the GAL reduced it again when the supervisor left. And then I stayed in that plan until I could convince the mediator to let me get more. And that's because I didn't listen to her and I filed motions. So she had to help me. And we just went into an agreement. No, that's not right. She told me to file motions so we could push Mark into doing mediation. And then I had the order that I wanted. The only issue was school, and he was committing all kinds of contempt for that. And that's what got thrown out already. All of my motions for abuse and everything is already thrown out. So I don't know what I might even be facing jail time off of just claiming abuse originally. So the whole system is corrupt.
Yeah, it really is. And like, you go in the appellate court, you put the most perfect arguments, you cite case law that is binding, that says that what they're doing is illegal. And they just say, oh, denied, with no explanation. And then it's like, you're paying $250 every time. Then you want to file again. It's like bleeding money out, and then they just throw it out. And it's like, they're not following the laws at all, which is why, like, when people come with these like one size fits all solution that's going to save us all of some magic bill that they want to talk about, it's like, no, like most of the time this stuff is a distraction. And most of the time it's like distracting you from getting the work done on your case. And like, there's so much work that people have to do on their own cases to counter all this corrupt stuff that happens. And so it's like, you know, like you said, oh, the judge in Connecticut, they're required to recuse themselves or at least decide on the recusal before they issue more orders. And like in my case, they did the same thing where I had recusals pending and they're ignoring the recusal and continuing to issue orders that are bad orders. And then it's like you go to the appellate court, they protect them. You go to the federal court. It's like it's all like a circle of them protecting each other. And that's literally what they do. And so I think, you know, it's hard because then like you look for somebody to like help you, like Dave Weigel or Francesca and all these people that it sounds good, or maybe they on social media it looks good, and especially if people like aren't really that smart about the law, you know, if they don't know, you know, like the difference between things, or they're not educated about it, which like most people are not. You don't learn all that stuff in school unless you're going to law school or majoring in government and politics and pre-law and stuff like that. You're not going to learn it in college. And so it's like you could be well educated but just never took classes in that and have no idea where to start. And so it's like that's what your average person. Then when you get trauma where you're like, you know, I have trauma. I can't think straight. I can't focus. You know, these are so common where it's like you freeze, you don't know what to do. And then it's like you want somebody to come help you, especially when these lawyers, they're like sharks and predators. So these people like Francesca, Dave Weigel, they seem like a savior. And then you end up getting screwed over. It's like David said he was going to help you, went to your thing, and then turned around and told everybody that you were bad and that he supports the father. Francesca says to people that says, oh, look at Kristen, look at Melissa. These are my best friends. These are the best girls ever. My team. The next day, they're junkies and addicts. Then she tells everybody, then she goes and calls DCF and calls your ex. She said that she talked to both of my exes and crazy people like Libby Protzman who sit there and stalk me like a hawk, waiting for every single little thing I post so that they can go say, oh, look, she posted that she has beef with Francesca. Let me go message her. And so it's like this person who claims to be about like protecting children is going and laughing and commenting on my YouTube channel saying, ha, 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 ha. Holly has her kids and you don't. Like, really? Holly sits and makes dances with her messed up teeth outside of her trailer park every day, thinking that that is going to somehow get her kids back, or I don't know what her situation is, but all I know is that she spends most of her time promoting Fran. She doesn't even speak for herself. She's a parrot puppet that just repeats whatever she tells her to do. And it's like, it doesn't accomplish anything.
In the same boat as a lot of other moms. I'll tell you that by following you and by I've talked to so many moms, and I follow a lot of court stuff, and I commend you on how hard you tried and how well you documented it. And it's like, how is somebody supposed to know how to handle that? And it's like, why would a mom claim that and lose her kids because of it if it wasn't true? Like, that is like the most absurd thing that I just don't even know. I can't even comprehend what you went through, Theo, and what you're dealing with right now. And for people to keep on attacking you or to tag team you is so unfair. It's like so grimy. It's not right. And but I think a lot of the moms on the site, they're victims too, and they I don't know, they feel like what they're doing is going to promote getting that bill passed, and I just don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. We need to shift our focus. If it's not for the bills that are already in Senate right now going to pass, we all need to stand up together and fight as a unit, as all the parents in the nation coming together as a team and demanding justice, because all of us have been wrong. The majority of us have been wronged.
Yeah, and like Red just said in the comments, it's not a bill. It does not have a bill number. It's just an idea. And again, Fran is lying again in her Facebook saying, oh, guys, guess what? I have a bill number. We're just getting our bill number. No, there's no bill number. And so it's like somebody was saying in the Boston team lead group, Boston, Massachusetts, they had like 500 people and now there's like 30. And so like that just shows you how many people are leaving her groups. They don't want anything to do with it. I see all the people, even her ones that were ride or die for her, changing their profiles. They're changing their profile picture to not have her thing and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, with David Weigel, he was just arrested for, you know, aggravated assault. And like,
I heard that, and people are saying it's not true. And I live in Connecticut. I'm very tempted to go on the 27th and see, because why are you posting? It's the date and the time and everything of the trial. So, and
oh no, actually,
I'm scared of Dave Weigel.
somebody just sent it to me. It's here actually. I'm gonna share my screen because I'm still on the wait, hold on. Let me just open it up like this. So let me just share this on my screen. This is from the where's it? Okay. So it's on the Connecticut Judicial Branch. It was just added today. It says David William Weigel, birth year 1972. He's self-represented as of now. He was arrested on January 15th, 2026. And he was, January 15, 2026, on a promise to appear, no bond. He was arrested by New Canaan Police Department. And it says that he was released from custody with a $0 promise to appear. And he's charged with 53A-61, which is assault in the third degree, which is a class A misdemeanor, and 53A-182, which is disorderly conduct, class C misdemeanor. Those two counts were both issued for offenses on January 15th, and his arraignment is scheduled for January 29th at 9 a.m. in the Stamford court. So now let me go back to this messages here. Hold on. From somebody who is updating me, because I told her some people were questioning it, and also like I was questioning it because why was it not in the judicial website? So let me just take a look at here what information she shared with me. So hold on.
I think it's really important that everybody, I know like a lot of people are going through trauma, and like it's like a shame game right now, and like a lot of people don't speak up. Like I had a real hard time with getting the courage enough to do this live and filing all the paperwork I filed. But we need to, everybody needs to tell their story. And everybody needs to file all of the paperwork. And everybody needs to learn all of the laws in their state. And everybody needs to meet the other people that are also going through the same issues in their state and come together and file more lawsuits. It's gonna really take that. Like, we can't wait for advocates like these people that are like criminals trying to represent us. We have to do it ourselves because it's our kids, and it's like generational. These judges are generational. When you listen to all these people's stories, it's like generational. It's like I grew up in abuse now because my mother didn't get the help that she needed. Now my daughter has to grow up in abuse because I can't get the help I needed. When are we going to make it end? It's like before that was slavery. We're modern day slaves right now. Unless we all get up and fight. We have to. Like, now is the time.
Yeah, no, and I just shared on my screen here on the live stream on YouTube and Google Meet. Like, Erin, she had just tagged me in this post that's on my Facebook if anyone wants to look at it. So I'm just going to read what she says. Since David Weigel likes to put other people's arrests on his public ledger, I'm placing only one of the many of his right here on mine. He is escalating and spiraling, brutally attacking a woman who is the mother of one of his daughter's good friends. If he can do that to this woman, then I find it very likely that he had been abusing his wife physically and mentally for years. How many arrests did he say she had for domestic violence? And let's not forget the 82 and a half hours he spent in Rikers. Then there's the fact that he claims that I am a criminal and a drug addict with absolutely nothing to back that up. An accusation is not a criminal conviction. Where's the proof? I have plenty of proof that his right-hand man, Richard Luthman, is a convicted federal felon, convicted of fraud-related crimes, including extortion and a firearm and kidnapping, which she didn't write, but I'm going to throw that in, and kidnapping, and disbarred from practicing law in New Jersey and New York. Those two men are who people are trusting with their court documents, credit card information when they purchase his fraudster warrior merchandise, and people that actually invest money in his company. That is a terrifying scenario. I haven't slandered or defamed. I have only stated facts. They are the ones spreading lies and defamatory content. I am merely providing a public safety announcement because I actually care about the real victims out there. Shame on Amy Jeter Duncan for her part in the lies and arrests on innocent people. She knows Dave is abusive. She is aware of his drinking problem and was warned of other substance abuse issues. Yet she remains co-signing to his mayhem and continues to protect and enable his bad behaviors. Very disappointing, especially since she and I had developed such a good friendship in which I have countless recorded calls with her. She knows the truth about everything, and yet she continues to post lies about us and even went as far as to email our local police department with lies to try to get my husband arrested, knowing he had 2 stents put in his heart. That is how truly sick she is. If she can do that to us, she will do it to any of you. Do not trust her with anything. She will twist and lie for Dave as he is her income source, and that is all that matters to her. She thinks her Google folder she created about us is outweighing the large amount of evidence I have been collecting. You don't get to straight up lie about people and come out of it clean. One way or another, you will be judged. God is my witness. I'm glad someone caught your arrest on camera, Amy. After everything you have done to people, you're a victim predator and people have a right to know the truth. And then she put the images here, which I'm sharing on my screen, which shows proof of David's arrest here, which was finally entered into the computer, that he's now facing assault, third, and disorderly conduct charges. I guess this is the girl, Amy. I told my story about Amy, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about her.
She's, when you submit all your documents to her, like I submitted all my documents to her, they're getting it. And that's like another thing that you need to be careful doing, because now you think it's something good you're doing, and then you're giving it to legit criminals. It's like they want your documents, and then they legit took all my documents and did 3 interviews with me. Well, 2 interviews with me, and then a verdict. And then he didn't know anything about my documents. So it's like they're worse than the lawyers. So be very careful when you're doing that. Don't do that. Give your documents to people thinking that they're going to help you.
Yeah.
There's a rule of it.
Exactly. And like I've heard stories of like people giving stuff to Francesca or like even just communicating with her at all. And then next thing you know, they're getting like swarmed with like they're getting hacked by like people in like India and all these crazy all these countries that are like out of nowhere. Like it's almost like she'll sell your information to like hackers and like data farmers and stuff, which is crazy because like you're all of a sudden you give her your personal info, now you're getting hacked. Like you can make money by like stealing people's info and selling it to these people that are interested in getting it. And that seems like what she does. And like selling her stupid books, like doing these motions, whatever she's doing, these subscription plans, like she doesn't pay taxes on any of this. She says that she's not making any money at all and that, oh, she's barely making a living. Barely making a living. You're getting $3,000 for something ChatGPT does. You're only paying 20 a month for ChatGPT. And that's the thing. When you send that stuff to a lawyer, it's confidentiality. She wrote in all of her emails to you, this is a client attorney privileged work product. No, it's not. She's impersonating that she's a lawyer by writing that. And number two, it's not privileged because whatever you say to your lawyer is confidential under that attorney client privilege. But when you are sending it to someone that's not an attorney, anyone can go subpoena that. And now they can go read what you wrote to them and everything she said and all that. But these people don't know anything about how the law works or how lawsuits work or anything because they only know what ChatGPT tells them or stuff they see on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. It's like people don't take the time to fact check, do your own research, and verify things for yourself. Like you have to because like
I did that twice. I'm never ever gonna do that again. I mean, it really hurt my case. Really did.
yeah, and I heard several people from New York say that they hired her. She went to help them in their case, and it made their case way worse. And they were retaliated against and everything. So it's crazy, but yeah, I think we'll definitely have to. I definitely want to make another article though, and there's way more people who keep like reaching out to me about her. Like I have so many messages in my DMs that like I can't even keep up with it. It's like every day I'm getting more people telling me stuff about her. So if anybody that is watching has more things that they want to share, just reach out to me and we can do another live soon. Probably gonna jump off now.
And you really did try to warn us, and you gave a lot of good information on here, Red, tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't even, I never have ever went on TikTok. The first time I ever went on TikTok is when I came on TikTok to see what Kristen had to say on your live. That's the first live on TikTok I ever watched. Just so you know. So I found out about you too late.
Yeah, and I definitely want to do a live with you too, or anything next time if you have time, Red. But yeah, anybody else who's given her money, let me know, message me or email me. And yeah. But thank you for sharing, Natasha. And like I said, you've already made it publicly known that you feel scared and threatened by her. And so if she does decide to continue to retaliate or do malicious things like making false reports to DCF or things like that, then it's just more evidence of her doing crimes against you, and that can be handled accordingly. And so I wouldn't just I wouldn't worry about her empty fake threats or intimidation to make people scared because there's so many people going after her. And at this point, like she should be the one that's scared.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
for making me get on and saying my piece.
Yeah, definitely. And like, thank you for trying to, make like, I see you sharing a lot of the things, trying to like get change to actually be made and trying to like, promote things that are positive and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously you want to see change, not just for yourself, but for like everybody. And that's admirable. So just keep having that like attitude where, you know, you're fighting for the right cause.
Thank you. And they're in DC again this week. Tolan and Kathleen. And they're a big part of it is trying to get the auditors to be able to audit. And so if everybody wants to try to work on that by sending emails to the Attorney General and the auditors and try to get them to participate by emailing them with the news and other podcasts and different things attached to the email. Say that right for me, Theo, because I know I didn't just say that right. You know what I'm saying, right?
Where do we send it? To whose email?
To the Attorney General, because I guess they're saying it's showing a pattern that the Attorney General is blocking the auditors. So we need to write emails to the Attorney General and the auditors requesting immediate audits of the family court and DCF, and CC podcasters and local news agencies so they can't like try to get a following of them. And is because Toll and Roll is connected with Kathleen, and it's all about audits, and you guys need to research that on your own, but I try to give as much information as I could. You know, Toll and Roll, the People's Remedy, and Kathleen's Act is about the ghost kids trying to get all the children of DCF that they cannot locate accounted for, and people held responsible for that. That's what's happening right now. And the stone soup is a whole other thing. So the Stone Soup for Justice, which is a melting pot of all the bills. So basically, if you have a bill and you want it presented to the Congress, or you want it to be part of the Stone Soup bill, you could submit it to the email address, and they run it through, and they take all the best parts of everybody's bill and tries to pass it through by percentages. Like if a lot of people put the bill in and they say they want coercive control in the bill, then the coercive control goes in the bill. So it's definitely an opportunity to try to get something passed right now. So try to push that agenda and try to make as many people aware that they're going to be there in January and March and in June, trying to push that bill through. And audits would affect every facet of the government, including the disability and all of that.
All right. Well, I'll definitely look into that. And if you have more stuff about that, you want to send it to me, I can check it out. But I'm going to jump off. If anybody wants to talk or give more info, just reach out to me, prolegalsolutionsusa@gmail.com, or you can DM me. But thank you, Natasha, and I'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.